Hello, all you beautiful souls. Jules here, and happy Tuesday, now Wednesday AM. And I wanted to pop on to do our astrology forecast for the week. And this is for the week of May 20th, 26th to June 1st. Can you believe it is going into summer, merging from spring? And I'm super excited to hopefully get some sun up in upstate New York so that our plants can grow this year, because it's been looking a little dim lately. So this is not a week for making choices. We are deep in Gemini season. Our first week with Saturn in Aries, Jupiter in Gemini, and this is an in detriment spot for Jupiter to be in Gemini. And Jupiter will be moving into Cancer on June 9th, where it is exalted. And what this means is it loves being in Cancer. And Jupiter expands things. Be very careful of how we think and portray ourselves so that we aren't upsetting anyone, putting boundaries up. We are in a very sensitive phase of diversity, and we are all seeking validation. Saturn puts boundaries up in Aries while also in compassionate Neptune right now. The real resistance is falling into the mindset of hate. Pluto is in Aquarius for the first time since 1798. It's at its beginning in this phase, so you will start seeing the crashing of politics and also your personal affairs, so that it can get to where it's supposed to be and build anew, kind of like the Tower card in tarot. A lot of people interpret it as a horrible thing, and yes, it does suck at first, but once everything is done and you're where you're meant to be, it's so much better. And this is the shadow side of Pluto in Aquarius, remaining here for 19 years. And religious values are being questioned. Women are rising up. Who do you believe? What messages do you believe? Who do you follow? Saturn also rules leadership and leaders. We start this week in a Gemini new moon with some heavy hitting outer planets. This opens us up to new dialogues, new conversations, keeping the focus on hope. What is your heart feeling? It's a great week to make decisions from your heart, if you're going to be making any, but try not to. And not just this week, but every day you should be making decisions from your heart, because that's usually the best choice. Your ego will blame people and situations for how they are, but the source conflict really relies on your reactions. How you are reacting to things is what other people are going to feed off of. Narcissism. We all have a wounded part in ourselves. We all have a little bit of narcissism, I would like to think. But how far deep are we on that spectrum? Psychedelics, microdosing, and all these different healing techniques that are starting to actually come out into media, and different types of counseling have come into play for healing and psychopathic tendencies that people have. They're looking for new solutions, new ways of healing. And with the sun and moon and Mercury in Gemini, there are a lot of what ifs. So what if I tried this? What if I try ayahuasca? What if I leave my husband? What if I leave my church? And there's no topic out of boundaries for Geminis unless it's something very personal to them. So there's going to be a lot of conversation this week, and Geminis won't explore deep issues unless they know you very well, and even then it can be hard for them. Geminis sometimes have a hard way of expressing themselves because they feel so much. They can see the duality. They could be both things. So that's why they are the twins. And as you know, many twins are complete opposites. So it's almost like a split within them. And we're on the new frontier of all these new energies right now. We've never really explored this realm before. Like 1798, I can't think back to then, and I'm sure you can't either because you wouldn't be here. So it's almost like the gold rush type feeling. It's really exciting. Pluto in Aquarius, Saturn in Aries, but Jupiter will be going into Cancer on June 9th, so that's going to be the following week, and that will bring us back home. So you know when like all the street lights go off at night, and that's when your parents say that's when you need to be back home, and that's kind of like how we're going to bring ourselves back from all this air and fire going on. And Saturn and Neptune in Aries is like a new innovation or a new definition for masculinity. So rewiring our brains, what's our approach? And can we create safe boundaries for the femininity? And Aries, because we're all both masculine and feminine, the yin, the yang, the duality in all of us. I heard that there's actually a lot of Gen Z men that are becoming more religious, more like committed to, I guess you could say, submitting and trying to follow their cultish beliefs or whatever than the women are actually. And the women are rising up. And if you've ever watched Mom Talk, you will definitely see that they're basically trailblazing for their religion of these strict beliefs within the Mormon community. So I really enjoy all that drama. And it's a good week to also do some research, question your thought patterns. How are you with other people? Pay attention to your words, what you are saying, because words are spells. Spelling. You are spelling. And when you say it, it can come into fruition. So be careful what you say. It's incredible how the context is how we approach things. So get curious, and things will start to come out in the open with the fire and air signs. Pluto in Aquarius until 2044. Almost feels like definitely a new frontier, a new era, new decades are coming. And whatever happens this year remains to be seen. So it's very exciting. Gemini also is hidden identities, the anchretic 29 degrees, and the illusions. So the minds, the thoughts. This is a lot of innovation period right now. A lot of new technologies, AI, GP chat, all that stuff. So it feels good to be around a lot of players and co-creators. So that is my forecast. Much love and light. Jules.